Once again, happy Mother's Day, everyone. The music was especially beautiful this morning. You are a special blessing to me. Those words on that album are all God songs. And we can imagine looking at that from any perspective, like God's telling us we're special. We're a special blessing. We might look at a mother singing it to her child. You're a special blessing. We might even see a child thinking of their mother saying, you are a special blessing. And that's the gift of God, ever present. And that song was beautiful. And Terry's song, The Eternal Journey of the Soul. How's that? The eternal journey of the soul. How many rounds that we go on? We have this little voice, this still small voice within our hearts, reminding us how precious we are if we just be still. Be still and listen. Be still and know. You're precious, my son. You're precious, my daughter. You're precious, my child. So thank you, choir and music department here at InterQuest, for all this good stuff. I wrote a little poem about mothers, and I was inspired by my mother. I lost my mother about 30 years ago, I think. 20, okay, long. So it says, trying to get this together, and so I was inspired by her, and I was inspired by Cindy, because Cindy is a spiritual mother of so many people here, and it's a blessing and beautiful to watch her interact with all the people, because she really sees their soul, and what greater gift could we share with anyone than that knowledge and then the love of God. So this is mother. A mother, she is selfless, to give is her domain. Personal need often set aside, no higher call remains. Unconditional acceptance of her charge, a wonder to behold. Her love and energy boundless, a new soul to unfold. Frees the soul to unfold. You are blessed in that your presence nurtures new growth each day. You are loved much more than you ever know. So important, the part you play. There are no accidents in the universe. All of our mothers were perfect for us. We all have, or we all had, the perfect mother. And sometimes that's hard to understand, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard to understand from a humanistic level. But when we begin to ask to see and to understand and to really raise our vibration, we can begin to see and understand. Because there's a vibrational resonance between a child and the mother. And we're beginning to understand that, like sometimes we'll say, hey, you know, you chose your parents, and everyone goes, no, I wouldn't do that. But through the rite of vibration, we're drawn to that perfect soul. And you know what? The child is as much a gift to the mother as the mother is the gift to the child. And that's that eternal life of the soul, to begin to understand the parts that we play. There's a vibrational resonance between mother and child, and between each child in a family. There's 8 children in my family. And there's a difference between siblings, and then that relationship between the mother and each sibling is different. Because we all need something unique. We all need something unique. And I think only a mother knows that. Because of that soul connection. And it may not be logical or reasonable, but it's that knowing of the heart. You know, one of the teachings that we give here is like the feminine sees oneness. The feminine sees oneness and they see love. Where the male sees duality, good and bad. And so that gift of the mother, so subtle as it may seem sometime, is that gift of love. No matter what path we choose to take, we're still okay with our moms. And they might not understand it. They might not have chosen that for us. But they give us that unconditional love. And it's a wonderful gift. It takes time for us to begin to understand and realize that, and a lot of times we might say hindsight is 20/20. I know when I left my family early because it was not that fun, and then got on my journey of life and everything, but then I can remember one time after I began to wake up a little bit more spiritually, or my consciousness was expanding, and I went up to see my mom and dad, and we sat around the breakfast table, just the three of us, and it was a beautiful experience for me because I got to really tell them that I recognized who they were and the gift that they had given me. Where before I was kind of a rebellious young man. So it's neat to really get that understanding, and then it's even better when we can begin to verbalize it with our family members, you know. So our mothers might give us encouragement. They might give us discipline. They might give us love. They might give us freedom. They might give us a safe place. We don't understand often. I was talking to one lady one time, and we were just talking about life and how crazy it is, and for some people. And they goes, I can't believe that my mother let me go to Europe for a month after I graduated from high school. So this was 30, 40 years ago, okay. But it's all relative, isn't it? So I cannot believe my mother let me go to Europe for a whole month. Oh, I wouldn't let my children do that, you know, how crazy the world is, you know. And I thought to myself, you know, the mother knew that child's soul and knew what the child might need in her life. And I think also that the mother knew that she did a good job of raising her child. And I think a lot of parents here, we do go into fear and trepidation sometimes, but I would say for the most part our kids do okay. And we use a lot of time worrying that we don't have to, because that's just sending out this vibe that's surrounding them and creating what we're fearing. So it was beautiful because I could see that, well, you're a pretty good person, so I'm saying the mom did a good job. And so she must have known that, but she needed it. And then this person, from that experience that month, influenced her life to this day, as it has led her into her career. By a mom saying, you can go. But you know, that 17-year-old girl was really happy because she's going, my mom's never going to let me go, and her mom lets her go. But it's one of those gifts that a mother intuitively, we always say woman's intuition, say intuitively, no. Maybe this doesn't make sense. Maybe I'm going to look crazy letting my child go to Europe. But she let the child go. And everything worked out. Everything worked out. And everything worked out great. So to begin to understand that when we follow our guidance, each of us, we're all in that process of creation. We're all in the process of birthing something, sustaining it, letting it go. And it's part of that eternal journey of our soul. And so to begin to understand that, our mothers are on their own soul journey too. We miss that. Sometimes our mothers will give us a safe place. And that's really powerful for children at any time on earth. It's a jungle out there. So to have someone create a safe space for you. Like I said, I come from a big family. There were 10 people in our family. And it was dysfunctional just like all of our families and crazy. And I was, and still am, a very sensitive Pisces baby. And sensitive to the max. And the harshness of this planet was almost too much for me. And so okay, I chose that family. See, I get that.
Right.
So I'm dropped into this harshness and crazy and screaming and yelling and chaos and all this other good stuff. And it was good. I'm going to call it good. But, I mean, I lived unconscious for the first 22 years of my life. And we can do that.
Yes.
And after I woke up, that's when I went back and thanked him. But, I mean, it was hard. And so when everybody went to bed at night, my mom, what she liked to do, she'd sit up and watch a couple of TV shows that night because that's the only time she had personal time. I mean, she's up at 6 and cooking, cleaning, everything for 10 people. And so she'd sit down there and 2 shows, Gunsmoke, The Untouchables. That's how old I am. Okay. And the I don't know what you'd call the room, TV room, whatever. It was over here, and there was these steps that went upstairs. Like all the bedrooms upstairs and stuff, and it had railing on it. And what I would do, I don't know. I don't. This just happened. Became a pattern. So everybody go to bed. My mom's down there watching TV, and I'd get out of my bed and I'd go down and I'd sit on the steps, and I'd look through the banisters, and then she'd look up at me and she'd go like this, not a sound. It was our private time. I needed that. I'm gonna tell you that. Probably saved my life. And I'd go down, get on the couch with her, and just sit with her. We'd watch Gunsmoke, The Untouchables. She created a safe space for me. And she had a different relationship with my 6 sisters and 1 brother also. And I don't know what that was. I knew what mine was. It was a really transforming for me in my life because, like I said, I stayed here. She created a safe place. When we look at our mom through metaphysical eyes, we begin to look beyond the physical appearance, actions, choices, personalities, and all that. We can begin to see them as a soul, to see them as this is their journey also. It's not always about Patrick. They came here for their soul journey, to learn something, to grow, to be, to create. And so now we can begin to see them in a new light. We can see them in a new light. We can even begin to appreciate them even more. Especially as we get older and go through the parenting process. We can really begin to see them and see the uniqueness that they have given to us. When we look at our mother through our metaphysical eyes, we can begin to love them more. And we can begin to even love ourselves more. And that's important. That's very important. To begin to understand the soul connections that we create in this dimension and how important they are for all of us. Just like when I say Cindy's a spiritual mom for everyone here. She really is. Her phone rings 24/7 with something. And she'd get out of bed at 3 in the morning or whatever. Unconditional love for her charge. And I've learned so much just experiencing that with her. It's real powerful. And so all of us can share in our life, in our creations, like qualities of the feminine energy also. We don't have to be females to see oneness, to create spaces of safety for people, to encourage people, to give tough love sometimes. It's all important. When we begin to look with the metaphysical eyes and try to seek that spiritual understanding, it lifts us to a higher level of love. It lifts us to that level of unconditional love. Unconditional love. Aren't we all trying to get that? Aren't we all trying to remember that from those green waves of energy? I remember who I am. And then begin to translate that memory into our expression, our manifestation. And I think I see that in mothers. I know all of you here, and I know the mothers here. And I see those gifts. I see what you give your children. And I'll tell you what, metaphysical mothers are cool. Because they're really freeing new souls. Releasing them from old patterns to create the safe space, to create the encouragement, to create the creativity that we all seek from our heart. Because that's the seed that's within us. And so they recognize the seed, then they nurture the seed. And they accept it. They accept us. It's beautiful. And so we can begin to expand our hearts, our minds, our consciousness, our eyes, and then in our reflection, begin to let go. To begin to let go. Because you know what? Whether we're aware of it or not, all of our little experiences that we had when we were children, they're going into our subconscious. And they influence us all. And so once we begin to recognize that with new eyes, then we can send that love, and we can send that thank you, that gratitude, even forgiveness for something we shouldn't even judge. So we can let go of the misunderstandings, we can let go of the hurts, and we can let go of the judgment. Because aren't we one? When one is helped, all are helped. When one is loved, all are loved. Mothers show us the power of giving. Mothers show us the power of loving. And mothers show us the power of being. Personal needs often set aside. I can look at a lot of mothers out here that put their personal needs aside for the children. And it's beautiful. Sometimes I know the mothers might think it goes unseen. And it may go unseen by their children for a while, but the children will get it. But it never goes unseen by God. No prayer goes unanswered. No act goes unrecognized. And so we can take the gift from our mother and that subtle influence that they had on us, and it could have been extreme. But to just take it in And then go within with it and ask. Ask for understanding. God, why did I choose this? You say. And in the quiet and the stillness, maybe a picture will come up, or you'll hear something, or you'll just have that inner knowing, your intuition. Mothers show us the power of giving, the power of loving, but most of all, the power of being. God's love made manifest. Creating, truly creating another human form. So we give thanks to all the mothers. Let's go within. And as we close our eyes, let's close our eyes to race consciousness the worldly way. And just breathe in. And as you breathe in holy breath, and allow that holy breath, breathe it right into your heart. I want you to ride that stream of love right into your heart, right into the garden of your heart. So just see yourself standing in a beautiful garden. And look at the beauty of this place and feel the love of this place. And I want you to call in your mother into your garden. And she may be on the other side, or she may be here. But I want you to call your mother into your garden, and I want you to stand with her. And as you stand in the garden of your heart, your spiritual eyes are open. And you're able to truly see her. And her spiritual eyes are open, and she's truly able to see you. Soul to soul. And as you look into your mother's eyes and feel your heart open, and just send that ray of love from your heart to her heart. And in your heart, you'll know the words to speak to her. You'll know the special blessing that she's given to you. You'll understand the gift that she gave to you. And in this place in your heart, pure love, send gratitude. Acknowledge the gift that she gave you. Let her know that you get it. As you breathe, just feel the radiant love grow stronger and stronger. And it creates a beautiful sphere of love in which you both stand. Father God, Mother God, Child God. Just breathe in that oneness. And this is who you are. Now take a breath and just give a big blast of love to your mom, and a gratitude, thank you, a hug if you want. Releasing her to her next step, wherever it may lead her, with the knowing that you totally, unconditionally love her, accept her, and support her, whatever she chooses. And just see that smile on her face, and she turns and walks into the garden. And once again, just look around this beautiful garden, the garden of your heart, and just breathe in the love. Accept how loved you are. Accept this safe space. Understand the love that you are. And once again, just breathe. Just breathe, and as you breathe, a couple of deep breaths, just feel your consciousness returning to your physical body. And just feel yourself in your body sitting in this room, sitting in your chair. Feel your feet on the floor. Just breathe and feel that presence, that warm presence of love in your heart. Gently wiggle your toes and fingers and gently open your eyes. Mothers show us the power of giving. Mothers show us the power of loving. And mothers show us the power of being. And now it's our turn. Let's go forth this week and just allow that one love to flow into our world. And they all said, "Yay, God."